Banger TV, what is up? Daniel Dekay here, back for another episode of Overkill Reviews. Today I'm taking a look at a band that blurs the heavy genre lines and opens this pit up for metalheads and hardcore kids alike. Oh yes, it is the highly anticipated sophomore release from California's Drain entitled Living Proof, out May 5th on Epitaph. All right, let's get you up to speed on one of the most hyped bands in hardcore. Drain formed in 2015 in Santa Cruz and would release a few demos before their debut record, California Curse, dropped in April of 2020. The record is an instant hit, but because of the pandemic, no one would be able to hear any of those songs live. So the buzz would continue to build throughout the pandemic, and then when shows resumed, Drain came out swinging with tons of touring and some massive festival appearances, including a headline set at Sound and Fury and one of the most insane festival sets I've ever seen in my life at Psycho Las Vegas. Since giving the world an opportunity to hear and experience California Curse live, the band is now ready to unleash their second full length upon the masses. Can it live up to one of the most talked about albums of 2020? Let's find out. Let's start with the most important element, the sound. This record is fucking massive. Every kick drum feels like it's hitting you right in the chest. The bass is thick, clean, slanky, and cuts all at once. The guitar tone has moments of really chonky, palm-muted, thick sounding, rhythmic tone, as well as these huge, open, ringing, buzzsaw guitar tone vibes. The vocals, Sammy's voice is commanding, it's rasped out in the best way possible, and all of his grunts, growls, howls, and vocal tags, they all sound sincere and very in the moment. Overall, the record comes off as sounding very huge and produced and done with intent, but also very real, almost like it was designed in a way that it would resemble what the band will sound like when you go see them live, which is something that I love. Big fan of the overall sound on this record. Huge shout out to Taylor Young for killing that mix. Let's address the main meat of the record, the riffing. Cody is a goddamn riff machine, man. I love that there's guitar parts on this record that are so obviously distinctly Bay Area classic thrash metal, and then there's parts that are very groove metal and new metal kind of inspired, and then there's other moments that are just complete hardcore bounce and breakdown. It's this mixed bag style of riffing that kind of makes this band so accessible to a wider audience, in my opinion. And for me, I think that's kind of one of the huge keys to success here. Of course, there's killer songwriting, there's wicked breakdowns, hooks, that's all part of the recipe. But this album really does provide a sense of riffing common ground for so many metalheads, punks, and hardcore kids alike. I love that unity. If you want to talk about standout guitar parts, check out this riff salad from Imposter.
Imitation is the lowest form of flattery. I stay true to you, true to my way, true to myself. And I never gave a fuck about being cool or anything else. Yeah, I know what's best for me.
Breaking news, angry screaming vocalist isn't actually angry, go see this band live. Sammy has a smile glued to his face the entire time. Dude is at the merch table, shaking babies and kissing hands from the minute that the doors open. He's there all night. And that live positive ethos absolutely translates to every part of this record. While on the surface, it might sound aggro and sharp and in your face, in the delivery, the actual lyrical content oozes positivity and personal growth in the most violent, fuck you juxtaposition way possible. Find the strength and kill yourself, reinvent the new you. A lyric that's simply about finding what you need to change about yourself in order to truly love one's own self. As well, there's a lyric that closes out the record that really struck me. And when I'm gone, I hope you know that I do it all for you. So if you need a little help here and now, this is living proof. I think that sums it up, man. I love that aggressive positivity done in a violent and fun way. Keep that shit up. More guitar worship. All right. I love that on a 25-minute record that is dominated by 2-minute songs that there's still time for shredding. It's obvious that riff masters like Dime are a huge influence on Cody, and I don't just say that because the dude wears a different Pantera shirt in every single photo shoot, but it's obvious in the sound. There's no shortage of dive bombs and little licks and overlays all over the place and cool harmonies with a single guitar band. It's very Dime. It screams Dime through and through. And all of those little guitar trills and tricks and frills, they're all very welcome in a genre that, generally speaking, is more dominated by riffs than licks. I love that they're breaking that mold and bringing the guitar solo back into hardcore and in a very metal, shreddy type of way. Just check out this tasty little ripper from Weight of the World.
Sometimes I wish I could be like every fucking boring loser around me. Instead I picked the hard way.
Check it out. I was ready to use this time of the review to talk about some things I liked, some fun shit like that awesome Black Diamond outro on Living Proof, or the super out of character but well executed Descendants cover towards the end of the album. But I thought that it would make for a much more interesting review if I pointed out something that I didn't like about the record. And if you're a metalhead purist that's been watching this whole review this entire time, I'm assuming that you've been waiting for me to mention this. What's up with the intermission track? I understand that rap and hardcore have a lot of crossover and very deep ties, but do we really need a hip-hop palate cleanser track on a 25-minute record that already includes a cover? The riff on the intermission track itself is cool, and the beat is sick, and that piano thing is rad, and the bars that are spit are cool, and I dig that, but it just feels like it was a little bit extra and unneeded on such a short record to call it an intermission. I understand the long scene tradition of segue tracks, but I don't know. For me, there's no way of spinning it aside from it just felt a little bit out of place. It kind of killed the momentum for me, and I found that this record was actually very well paced without it. Maybe that was the difference in the last record being 22 minutes and this one being 25 minutes. Maybe we could just ditch the intermission. I don't know. Food for thought. Overall, I really dig Living Proof's sound. It's heavy, it pulls from different genre influences, and it has a strong sense of fun that I believe is going to translate very well to the live setting. I think that every song was very well crafted, highly engaging, and in the songwriting, they know exactly when to stop, hold, break down, or fire on all cylinders. I'm stoked to see this band continue to grow and continue to differentiate themselves from their contemporaries in a genre that's not always so easy to do that. With all of these things in mind, I'm giving Drain Living Proof a 4 out of 5 skulls right here on Overkill Reviews. All right, it's shout out time. Here's a couple records that also came out this week that I think you must check out. Enforcer Nostalgia, release May 5th on Nuclear Blast. We are 6 records deep with Enforcer, so I'm sure you already know who they are, but if you don't, they are certainly on the top of the Euro food chain when it comes to flying the flag for classic, old school, heavy and speed metal. If Scorpions, Tokyo Blade, and Riot still rule your world, then this is already your favorite band. Blood Ceremony, The Old Ways Remain, out May 5th on Rise Above Records. The Psych Doom Metal Masters from Toronto are back with album number 5. As you would expect, it's packed full of riffs, spacey melodies, and absolutely hypnotic vocals. If you are a fan of Witchcraft, Sabbath, or Pagan Altar, this is certainly for you. All right, that's it from me. What did you think of the review? What did you think of the album? What do you think of those shoutouts? Hit us up in the comments. We love to hear from you. We'll catch you soon. It's been Daniel Dekay for BangerTV.
Man, I just woke up in my mind.